Brexit regret. You know what? I suffer a bit of Brexit regret, but at least I can sleep at night. I know that my decision did not, well, contribute to the fact that people's lives have been ruined by Brexit. People's businesses have collapsed because of Brexit. People's way of life has been destroyed because of Brexit. So many, well, stories are flying about where individuals are struggling because of Brexit because they, they like to travel. Yeah, they like to visit the EU, whether it be France, Italy, Spain, Portugal, wherever, but they can no longer travel for more than, 90 days and every 180. Exporting goods and what have you is an absolute nightmare now. Phytosanitary and what have you. You can't get stuff into the EU without having to, fill in a shitload of paperwork, and as such, people are, they think to themselves, well, maybe Brexit wasn't such a great idea after all. Maybe we were lied to. I'd say maybe you didn't think. It's all very well having regret now. But if you voted for this, well, then quite frankly, you contribute to the situation that you are in. So many people, so many articles, including this one. Yeah. Regretting Brexit. And has the UK seen the error of its ways? Yes, in the globalist. Well, so Brexit voters now say that they would vote to rejoin the European Union in a new referendum. But don't hold your breath. No, ain't gonna happen. I can't see it. I don't think we're never gonna get a new referendum. Well, probably not in my lifetime anyway. It's sad to say. Although maybe it could happen. Maybe, things will get so flippin' bad, and I think the only way we can actually pull ourselves out of this shit is literally to rejoin the European Union. But it'll be as a fresh member. You probably have to lose the pound and all those privileges and the budget contribution that we made. Yeah, less than anybody else. Well, this is by Dennis McShane. And he writes for The Globalist. He's also got a book as well. Well, for the first time, Britain is saying it would vote to rejoin the European Union if a new referendum to reverse the decision of the one in 2016 were to be held. I think it's a foregone conclusion that we would rejoin, if they would have us, that is. Or, quite frankly, I would understand if they decided to make it a little difficult to rejoin. I would understand, I would get it. Because we've caused so much pain for them. It wasn't free for them either, you know. All those Brexit negotiations went on and on and on just because we on this side of the channel decided that, we don't like that. Don't like it. Like Andy and Little Britain. Yeah. Well, according to the respected political pollster, YouGov. Yeah. Who, started by a Tory, wasn't it? You know. Yeah. He had to resign, didn't he? Because, he wasn't honest. No. Also, his horses are being heated with taxpayers' money. But there you go. Keep them warm. You've got to keep the horses warm, haven't you? Well, majority of Britons, 55%, say that the EU referendum, if it were taking place now, they would vote to remain. Well, it's just logical, isn't it? It's just logical. Because they can see the pain now. They're feeling it. They realise, I've made a mistake. And many of them are coming out of the woodwork. Do I, forgive them? No, sorry. Sorry. Is it me? Or is this, sorry. Or is this, a little bit smoky? Shall I move it over here? I'll tell you what. Because I like my eyes to start water. Well, there have been plenty of polls this year, haven't there? Well, you can say the by-elections were a poll, to be honest, as well, you know. And the Tories have been, dropping like flies up there. So there have been plenty of polls this year showing the majority of Brits that now think that Brexit was a mistake and bad for Britain. For example, 86% of under 25s say that they would rejoin the EU. I think that's a foregone conclusion. So there's a massive shift, there is, of voters against the Conservatives in these 3 by-elections. Remember, the Conservatives are the ones who are pushing Brexit hard. Well, so 7 years after the vote to leave, Europe based on 25 years of lies by well-financed Brexit campaigns. Yeah, Russian money. You know what it's like, you know. Cambridge Analytica and what have you. Where are they getting all their money from? Oh, I wonder. With massive support in the press, including the BBC, and the comment pages of the Liberal Left Guardian were all told by voters if it was all a mistake, we could, we could, rejoin the EU. Well, that's not going to happen. No. So the cake doesn't taste as good, no. It normally takes 2 or more elections in Britain for a government to fall, to be replaced. Therefore, British voters saying that they would, vote to overturn Brexit is a remarkably fast turnaround. I would happen to agree with that. There is a fast turnaround, really. We haven't even felt the full effects of Brexit. No. It's not fully implemented. Well, banking's going to be interesting at the end of this year. That it will. Well, the poll is a major defeat for those who proclaim Brexit would be a big success. The Dan Hannons and all that, they're all still trying to say it. It's brilliant, Brexit, Ben Habib, oh my giddy aunt, he's quite aggressive with it as well. What an idiot. Other Europeans would copy the UK and Britain and outside the in the EU, they would flourish if they left the EU. Well, they didn't happen. No, they haven't gone because I've seen Britain as a litmus paper, as a test, litmus strip. It's too acidic now. Brexit. Well, to the Emperor. Oh, we can see he's got no clothes. Now, the country knows this, but no one in the politics, the media, and the economy is prepared to say that the Brexit Emperor has no clothes. So what happens now? And to be honest, not much. I agree with that. I can't see much happening at all. People are going to moan, people are going to be angry, what have you, but while these Conservatives are made up by Brexiters, supporters of Brexit, and they're still touting their Brexit because they can't admit that Brexit has failed unless your name is Nigel Farage. One absurd woman whose, her only gift is carrying a sword. Quite frankly. She was quite good at that. Yeah. Okay. Well, blimey. So all the current Conservative cabinet members were paid up supporters of Brexit. And Penny Mordaunt, who was the leader of the House of Commons and, Lord President of the Council since September 2022. Well, she told voters back in 2016 that we're going to be overrun by Turkey and its 82 million citizens that enter the EU and use freedom of movement provisions and live in Britain. Like the Breaking Point poster that Nigel Farage put up a few days before Brexit referendum vote. People hoodwinked. They're led by fear. They were scared. Oh no, I don't want that. They're scared of the unknown. It was a lie anyway. Turkey's never going to be joining the EU anytime soon. Human rights abusers, right, basically. Just like the UK is now. Now, she still defends the gargantuan lie, but she and other cabinet members will not admit the mistake was made because they can't, because these Tories, they never admit that they were wrong. They never own up, they never fess up, do they? So the Labour Party simply does not want the issue of Europe and Brexit raised on any doorstep until the election is over, and hopefully Labour forms a government, which it likely will do. Will they come clean and say Brexit is a mistake? Because there is no making Brexit work. They might have all these so-called plans and ideas that they're telling you, but they're not going to come to anything. They won't actually be able to do anything. They've got no power, no seat at the table. What can we offer them? Very little, It's what they can offer us. That's what's important. Remember, there's 447 million people. Their economy is much greater than ours in the EU. Much greater. They say, the euro has failed. The eurozone's failed and all that, they say. Didn't fail that much when their economies were 16 to 17 trillion and ours is only 2.7. And our debt is greater than our GDP. Ignorance, that's what it is. Just ignorance. Well, the new line of the English right, endorsed by the monolingual left commemorate in London, is that continental Europe is sliding into the hands of the far right or neo-fascists, as a former Prime Minister Gordon Brown calls them. They are a minority. A tiny minority. And people in the EU, they're desperate also for something different. They've tried everyone else. They've tried Macron and what have you. But remember, those are the haters seem to have the most money. The most money to push that hate. I would hope that people use their head. And, not perform cognitive dissonance, Dunning-Kruger effect, tribalism. Well, now by the end of 2024, if Labour does, become the government, and it managed to be, it's going to have to manage, it's going to have to be responsible for Brexit Britain. And we're going to see daily attacks by the media against Labour. Something about Donkey Field or something like that. For his mother. Why was that even news? Currygate, why was that even news? Attack, and none of it was proven. No. Not like Partygate with Boris Johnson. Well, the BBC, which put Nigel Farage on its flagship TV Question Time, pretty much weekly, didn't it? Remember? Every time we turn, there he is. Again. Well, he was put on there more than any political figure during the high water period of Brexit. And now, they just avoid mentioning the problem. The BBC, they very rarely put out any articles about Brexit. Since 2019, since Boris Johnson got in, they were curtailed. They got even worse. No stories at all. There's 100,000 people in a protest outside. Mustn't talk about that. No. Most of the press have pulled away from it. They did. Okay, the Guardian might have a couple of articles out here and there. But not the BBC. No, they decided, no, we're not going to talk about it. Brexit's done. You're done. Well, the conclusion is, in short, the UK poll means everything and nothing. It is historic that in just a short period of time that the country has repudiated a decision and a policy that its promoters, UK citizens, voted for just 7 short years ago. It says it already, doesn't it? People are waking up. They're realising that their Brexit is pretty shit. But also, many of those who voted for Brexit are now dead. Like my dear father. Nigel Farage, sycophant. God, better. Vote for Brexit. Died 4 weeks later. Well, the Rejoin movement has yet to find powerful new voices and financial support. So, for the time being, nothing's going to change. Yes, it's all about the money, you see. To control the media, you need money. It's wrong. This is wrong. Our news system is just, the media in general and news. It's corrupt. No, if I wanted to have an article about my business, but it's an article, we'd call it an advertorial. Like a sponsorship, we'd have to pay, and it would be shown as an advertorial, But these lot, they seem to donate money willy-nilly and get what they want. The influence. Well, won't be long before Britain, you should say the United Kingdom, but obviously Northern Ireland's pretty much in the EU. Sort of in the EU. But this red green lane lark is a load of bollocks. It really is. It's never going to work. Windsor framework. Well, soon Britain will have to start thinking seriously about reconnecting with Europe, putting right the misjudgment of Brexit, and how that is done, who does it, and what language is used will be of high importance. And it will. But will it happen? Don't know. Will I see it happen? I've got my doubts. It really depends on the fall of Britain, really. That's where we're heading. Stop kidding yourself that Britain is rich, because it's not. Any country that has its GDP, been overtaken by its national debt. There's something seriously wrong there. Inflation's still high. Everyone's striking. Because people can't make ends meet. People who earn good money, they can no longer pay their bills. It's madness. And the other thing I will advocate is that we need to pull away from a family having to work a minimum of 70, 80 hours a week just to make ends meet. Split the load between you, but, maybe do 2 part-time jobs. I don't know. Argument's sake. Make your choices. You've got time for your family and your kids. You can bring your kids up. And then we'll have a future. Because as it stands, I don't think people are really bringing their children up. Some are. Obviously, but there's the proportion of our future children that are pretty much been sidelined by the parents. That's growing. Not because the parents want to, because they have no choice. Because they can't pay the bills. Something seriously wrong with society, and that's one of the reasons, I suppose, why we are where we are now with Brexit and what have you, and state of play. And you tell me, please leave it in the comments down below, but please, beat the old like button, because then it helps the channel, and you've got to subscribe to the channel. There's a little bell icon down there, that there is, yeah, get a little twinkle. And then maybe you'll get a notification every time I upload another video. A warm, fuzzy feeling that it is. Maybe not. Anyway, you tell me, because I do actually read the comments, but you probably already know. And, I learn from you. That I do. And now I can share it with others. But given, you see, that's what we've got to do. We have got to, give a little bit of ourselves to other people. But not the lurgy, no, you can keep that to yourself.